Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mindy Dennis, your lead mentor at Central Metro Realty. Today, we are coming to you with a video on how to do. We're going to start out by working in the SABOR system, which is the San Antonio MLS system. And we will make a different video on Dallas, Houston, or Austin later. Okay, guys, so we have a few people that are chiming in that are on our mentorship team, so they may ask some questions as we go. So hi, guys. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. So what we're going to do, thank you, Veronica. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a home that we just recently contracted on our team, and we're going to look to see what we feel about the comps, okay? So the very first thing that I like to do is I like to pull the stuff, okay? So the very first thing that I like to do is I like to pull the subject property up first in the first window. And then I like to open a secondary window, which if you hover over this new workspace button, it'll open you up and already log in to another MLS screen. So that's kind of a shortcut for you there. What I like to do is I like to first start in the subdivision. So what I do is I copy the subdivision and then I do a little fact gathering and I say, how many square feet is it? This one is 2871 square feet. What is the lot size? 0.257. When was it built? 2001. And I just kind of look at some of these things, right? You can also go up here to additional information and you can look at the listing and property history information. This is going to tell you whenever, can you guys see this pop up?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to tell you when the home was listed. So it shows that it was listed on July 19th for $396,000. And it just had a price change on 8/25. It also shows that these guys bought the home back in 2016 for $252,000. Okay, and then you can go down and you can view the rest of the information. So fact gather, we also want to make sure if there's a condition related item, for example, if it's got major foundation issues, if it's got anything that's been recently renovated or not renovated, if it has a pool, if it has an amazing deck in the back, those kinds of things can also change the quality score that you would give this home. So what our goal is today is we're going to grade this home against the sold homes that have sold within a 6-month time frame in this neighborhood. And we're going to give them a score on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the sexiest home in the neighborhood. And if there's some new build homes, the new build homes are going to be your 10s. Okay. If they are a pre-owned home, you're going to look at a 9 or older or less, right? If they're a completely cluttered home, needs paint, needs some love, some TLC, those are going to be your 5s. And if it's completely inhabitable because there is no, flooring, no walls, no roof, something like that, inhabitable meaning you can't live there, we're going to give that a 1. So that's our scale. So at first glance, we don't know what to score this home yet. Can you guys see the pop-up of the pictures? Okay. At first glance, we don't know what we're going to score this home because we don't know what the sold homes look like yet, right? So this may be the most gorgeous home in the neighborhood. It may be the ugliest home in the neighborhood. We don't know yet, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at the solds. So how do we find those? So in our secondary window, we are going to open it up. First, let me write down the square feet, 2871. We're going to go to this window and we're going to search listings classic single residential. We're going to search for all status types. The very first button here, we're going to do all status types. And then we're going to put in the subdivision name. We're going to put in Champion Springs. We're going to go down here and do months back. And I don't know why it doesn't line up, but it's for 6 months, right? So months back is kind of below it, even though it's right up here. So we're going to click 6 months and then we're going to click add and remove fields. I'm going to do square feet. And click that. Sorry about the dogs, guys. We're going to do square feet and we're going to put that over here. We're going to click OK. So square feet, what we have to do is we have to figure out what 20% of 2871 is. So this is where I get out my calculator and I figure out, I do 2871 minus 20% sign, and I get 2296. And then I do, so I'm going to put here 2296. And then I'm going to put the next amount, which is 2871 plus 20% sign equals 3445. 3445. Okay, so now I have my range of homes that are going to be within 20% of the square feet that have sold within 6 months back in this specific subdivision of all status types. Okay, so no matter what system you're in, those are the parameters that you're going to put in your system. You guys with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to count how many do we have, because we need at least how many comps do we need in order for it to be, supported? How many homes do we need to support?
Additional.
That's it. We need 3. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click view results, and then we're going to change our view to CMA summary. So each system, HAR, MetroTex, ABOR, they may be a little bit different with the view functionality, but there is a way for you to view, and you saw what I clicked, CMA summary view. What we're looking for here on the report, because it may be called something different on your system, we're looking for where it shows the price per square foot, the square feet, it has the address, it has just the days on the market. It kind of shows us this spotlight view on this home. So our subject property is priced at $137.58 a square foot. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find out if this is priced correctly against the homes that have sold in the neighborhood. Okay, so if we look here, we have 5 sold homes that have sold in the last 6 months, ranging from 126 all the way up to 165. So by this logic, the 126 should be like lower on the sexiness scale, on that scale of 1 to 10, right? And the prettiest home should probably be this one at 165. Now, this doesn't work out in every neighborhood every single time. Sometimes you've got a bigger lot size, right? So that may play into it. You may also have, like I said, the swimming pool in the back. The swimming pool in the back sometimes can yield a $20 higher price per square foot than all the rest of the homes in the neighborhood, just because somebody is going to be willing to overpay for that home because they want that swimming pool in the back. Now, just because somebody puts a swimming pool and it costs them $150,000 to put that swimming pool, that doesn't mean they're going to get $150,000 more for their house. It just means that the house will sell more quickly as long as the pool is in good condition and it's a highly sought after amenity in that area. So being that this is San Antonio, it is terribly hot, 12 months out of the year, it's hot. Not really, but like 11 months out of the year, it is really hot here. So most people really, really love a pool. In Dallas, you guys may not necessarily see that that's a winner because you have so many homes that have pools that have been in the ground for 30 plus years. So most people are like, no, I've already owned a house with a pool. I don't want another one because it's just a hole that I dump money into. I've learned my lesson. I don't want that. But in San Antonio, they have to dynamite out, the ground in a lot of these neighborhoods to get the pool to be put in. So there are very few homes with a pool. So now we've got an item that is highly sought after in this city versus other cities. We're going to click on the highest ones to start first and see if that starts our scale at a 10 or how we would rate this home. So we're not going to be focusing so much on sales price. Why do you guys think that is? We're going to be focusing on
Because that's going to be based off like data in the
That's right. Right. So what we're doing is we're really just focusing on the price per square foot because square foot measurements don't change between houses. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the price per square foot that we get times our square feet of our subject property to get our sales price. Okay. So we know that we have a price right now at 137, or, this property is priced at 137, and we want to see, does it support 137 or does it support higher or lower? And why would we want to figure this out? Like, what is the point of running comps?
You want to see what the market is.
Yeah, you want to
Basically want to see what the market is. What homes have sold for recently.
That's right. So you also want to support, what you're advising your client to go in on an offer, right? So if they really love the house, are they willing to pay what's called an appraisal gap if it doesn't appraise? So say, for example, we comp this out and it comes in at 400 and our buyer says, well, I want to offer 410. Well, if we only think it's going to comp out at 400, that 10,000 has to come from somewhere, which means that your buyer not only has to have enough for their down payment and their closing costs, but they also have this additional $10,000 that they're going to have to pay, which is the appraisal gap. And then you would write the contract accordingly based, on those needs. Okay. So like I said, let's start with the most expensive one, which is this 165.03. Let's take a look at that one. You guys can see this pop up, right? I selected where it was just one window. That's why I keep asking. I apologize. Okay, so this one is a smaller lot size. So that's beneficial to us because if this one sold at 165 a square foot and our home has a bigger lot size and maybe our home is also just as nice, well, then that would support that our home would most likely comp out close to this 165, right? So I scan the information here to see where it says agent remarks to see if there's anything that says like major foundation, if it says the words as is, that means that the seller is not doing any repairs. And so most likely it's going to be lower on the sexiness scale. All right. So in this one, we've got a 2345 square feet, 1999 build. So we want to make sure that it is around the same date of the subject property as well. So this one is. We're going to click on the images, and then I'd like for you guys to kind of tell me what you think when we go through these photos on a scale of 1 to 10, what you would rate this home. Okay. So at first glance, the front yard is crisp. It looks like this is real grass. It's not digitally enhanced. It's got a cleaned off front patio. What do you guys think about carpet?
I feel like a lot of times it's more like
That's correct. So we are kind of getting away from the carpet era. So although this carpet looks very clean, I would say over half of your buyers nowadays want all hard surface flooring and they don't want carpet. Now, you still have half that love carpet because it warms up the environment. The walls are neutral, which is good. So we're starting off with a beige color here. Still beige, which is positive. And they did a good job cleaning up any clutter in these areas. I still probably would have taken down these extra photos, just to clean up the walls a little bit more. But we've got hard surface flooring here in the entryway. Now this kitchen cabinetry, would you say that this is what everybody wants, this color? What would you say about this kitchen cabinetry?
not that color exactly, but it is supposed to be. Um,
Yeah, so it is nice, but these cabinets are dated. And then it is for mica countertops from what I can tell, but maybe not. Maybe this is quartz, but I think the sink would have been an undermount sink if this was quartz. So I believe that this is for mica, just, a pretty color for mica as far as like you said, people like the lighter color. So we have another color here. So what I will always tell you guys is if you've had multiple colors in the home, and I know this is just an accent wall, but these are called detractors because not every buyer is going to like this brown color. So when they come in, they think in their head, well, I'm going to have to paint that. Okay, so just keep that in mind when we're going through a house. You always count the number of paint colors that you see. And then this is kind of like I don't know what color that would be, like a pea green, like a sweet pea green. So we've got a third color here, unless it's beige and just the coloring is off. But then in the bathroom, we've got gray and white, which, they obviously knew that the buyers nowadays are looking for gray and white. And so that's what they did here. Oh my gosh, how many colors are we up to now? 4? 5. We're up to 5 colors.
I really bring this stuff, right?
Right. And so this is a lot for people's eyes. When people are going online, they're only going to give your listing just a couple of minutes, not a couple minutes, a couple of clicks. They're going to go through the first like 4 or 5 images. Those need to be the wow images that really showcase the home. So in this case, it took us a little bit to get to some of the wow spots, but the one thing I will say, they did a really good job opening the shower curtain, because a lot of times when people close this all the way, you don't know what's behind the shower curtain, right? So it's like, what are they hiding? So I like that they did show you that it's got the nice tile on the back with the grouted tile. So they're showing you that. And then they renovated this bathroom as well to be a nice gray and white. Now this is a wow feature to me. I would have probably put this a little bit closer to the front of the deck. So that way, when people are clicking through those first like 3 or 4 images, they would have seen the major things. So what are the areas of the home that sell the house? Do you guys know?
Kitchen, backyard.
The kitchen. Yep. The spaciousness of the backyard. Yep. What else? One other area of the house that I'm looking for.
The bathrooms.
The master bedroom and bathroom. People are looking for master bedroom size. They're looking, like you said, that is the bathroom updated, especially if you're looking at a home that is, goodness, can you believe it? It's already past 22 years. This home is 23 years old, 1999. Dang, where did time go, right? This home is 23 years old. So yeah, they're going to be looking to make sure that those areas, like you said, are renovated, the bathrooms. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would we rate this home? I don't know that I'm comfortable giving it a 10 because of all of the multiple colors, the fact that the Formica countertops are not, renovated.
I would say 8.
You give it an 8? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to write down on our piece of paper, 8 equals 165.03. And there's going to be a reason for this in a minute, but we're trying to build that scale of 1 to 10 and assigning, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a price per square foot to each number. All right, so let's do the next lowest one, or the next one down from that, the next highest one. So this one is 163.89. This one sold, I think it said 14 days. Yeah, it sold in 14 days to a cash buyer. You can see that here. And my screen's kind of covering it up, but it showed when it was closed over here. So 163.89, let's see if there was any words in here about as is. I don't see one, just that they need to purchase the survey. And then if you look here, it looks like it's 0.14 of an acre. So it is a smaller lot size than subject property. 2318 square feet. So it's about 500 square feet less than our property. So it's on the smaller end. And 2004. So it's a little bit newer home. So let's take a look at the photos. All right. So it looks like digitally enhanced grass. So we don't know if the grass is in really good condition or not, just to kind of like notate that. So here's the kitchen. It kind of has the same countertops, but we've got white cabinets. A lot of people love these white cabinets. These do look like they're updated. They've got stainless steel appliances, which is also, something that people love. I know it's supposed to help you visualize it, but it really feels like the opposite for me. On the stairs, a really big master bedroom. And they did pour the extra concrete in the back for the patio, so that's nice. And if I was to, just note to self, if you were the listing agent here, I would have picked up this red chest and put it away. And some of the stuff that's in the floor needed to be picked up, because that's what your eyes go to. But the hard surface flooring is there, the neutral walls. So that's very nice. And then I don't know why they are taking this picture like looking down at the toilet like that. Interesting. But look how big this room is, dang. And then I would remove the baby toilets. And then I'll obviously remove the towels too. Put some greenery or something there instead. This home is actually very similar to the subject property as far as the floor plan, I think, is very similar too. But it's just the subject property is bigger. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you guys rate this home?
It's like a updated plan. It's definitely market ready.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Neutral,
I mean,
yeah, neutral colors, like you said.
Yeah, the carpet is in yeah, maybe an 8.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking the 9 as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit nicer than the other. I don't think it's necessarily safe. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to write down 9 equals 163.80 down. Now what we're going to do is we only need 3 to support our comps, right? But we only have 2 in the 160s. So what do? Well, so what we can do is we can widen our search outside of the neighborhood. So if we genuinely felt like our home was nicer than these two, and we felt like maybe our home could be at a 170 or something like that, we would need to widen the search a little bit more to be able to see if that would be supported. Let's go ahead and do the one that was on the market for 40 days. So 40 days kind of tells us that either A, they went under contract and that buyer's financing fell apart and they had to go under contract again, or B, they had it priced maybe too high for the condition of the home. Okay, so this one is a 0.264 lot size, so it's definitely in line with our lot size that we have. 3,288 square feet, so it's also a little bit on the larger size as far as the home. 2001 build, and we don't see anything. Let's see. Property has a radiant mirror in the attic, very low energy bill for this big house. See the attached CPS bills. Okay, well, let's take a look at the pictures, see what they say. I don't feel like this is a professional photo, but I could be wrong. It just seems the depth is not really there. And not taking professional photos of the home really can affect, how many buyers come out and see your home and get excited about it. Okay, so now we're kind of learning why it took so long, and we're only 3 images in. We've identified that these are not professional photos. We've identified that the home is very cluttered, and it's very, very difficult for buyers to visualize the space whenever we have so much stuff in there. And then these walls are probably more taupey in person, but they look very yellow online, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I think it's a very good one.
Like there's no light. Yeah, in this front room, there's no light at all. Look, there's no light fixture at all. It's got this little column thing. And then I don't even think this picture is straight. Is it just me or are the pictures not straight? I mean, it could be that I'm just getting older and things just don't make sense to me anymore, but
Yeah, I just don't like.
right. So we've got Formica is a common denominator here between all the homes, it seems like, in this neighborhood. So we've got Formica countertops, but the neutral color, like you said, on the cabinets, like this isn't a terrible color. But the Formica is purple, so that's fun. We have mismatched appliances as well. And a lot of buyers don't really like this step up on the island like this anymore. You see how it kind of steps up? And a lot of people do not like that recessed lighting where it's the The bulbs like when we were in daycare, right?
Yeah, that's kind of it was just like a really fantastic and scenery. Made it that way. You know, it just opens up the room so much more.
Right. All right. So this pantry is nice, you know, that you've got all that space.
There's also water softener in there.
Yeah. So that's nice. I would definitely, when I'm staging a home, remove all the magnets from the refrigerator. Okay. So the flip side of the laundry room is that it's the pantry. Okay. Good to know. 3 little baskets up here that were trendy and cute with maybe stripes or polka dots on them would have been cute to put all that stuff in on top of the laundry room. Oh, it is yellow. So basically their camera was kind of changing the color of the images, but it's yellow here. You guys see that? What does yellow remind you guys of? Yeah. They say, you know, in the real estate school, it reminds people of pee. So that's why they don't like yellow. Now, yellow can be really pretty if done correctly. Like this looks very nice and tasteful here. The problem is the majority of our buyers nowadays don't want yellow. Look at that view though. They have an amazing view. I would have picked up the dog beds and removed all these little like portraits from the walls. Remove the trash can and the extra toilet paper here. Remove this really old looking rug. But it looks like the bathroom, again, they did the gray and the white maybe, or it's kind of a bluish gray. And then we've got another color here. This kind of looks like a peachy orange color. And then this, if you're going to do gray, you should always do agreeable gray, because if not, gray comes out blue unless they were going for blue in this case, which they may have. And we don't know what they're hiding behind the shower curtain. And then leaving a toilet open when you're taking pictures is just gross to me. Do you guys feel the sense of like, this is a really clean house right now as we're going through these pictures, or what are you feeling?
I think it has a lot of pictures. Both are
And what the heck are we doing here? These must be fruit-bearing plants, maybe is what they're showing us. These must be grapevines.
These copyright logos, there was something that came out with national and that stated once those pictures are placed in the MLS, that they can be utilized, you know, across the board for realtors. There was so much politics and who owns what. So I don't know why they're doing that.
Well, so you're talking about the fact that it just says copyright 2022 Board of Realtors. Whenever you load your listing in MLS, it immediately puts that copyright on there. No matter what photos you're loading, it's going to put that on there. The MLS system does that. All right, so what would we rate this home? I'm feeling like a 6, a 5. What do y'all think? So it's 6 equals, and we're going to write down 126.21. All right, just to get a feel for, we don't have to look at all of them, but we'll look at one more. This one is a 0.15 of an acre, so it is a much smaller lot size, probably like half almost. This one is 2855 square feet, built in 2001, and it's sold for $139.22 in 12 days to a cash buyer. So let's go out and look at this one. At first glance, the yard looks really nice. I would have removed these pallets on the side of the house, but otherwise, I mean, it looks like the paint job is really good. The brick's in good condition. Like, it looks like it's nice. You know, I have so many opinions about this right now. But the good thing is we finally found a house that has granite countertops and stainless steel appliances. So that's nice. And it does have the straight edge when it comes to the overhang for the bar area. So you can use counter height bar stools. Hard surface flooring so far in the gray and white colors are highly sought after right now. The problem is they didn't paint the doors. So the doors and these older vents really stand out to you as kind of being a yellowy looking color, only because that beige does not work very well with gray and white. And it looks like we've got some stains on the carpet here. So this is a case where a listing agent, if they would have hired a listing agent that did a better job staging the house and getting it ready, they probably could have gotten themselves a lot more money for their house, because we just saw those really nice ones at 165 that didn't even have granite. These guys have the color going for them with the gray and the white. They have the hard surface flooring throughout. They have the stainless appliances. I mean, they definitely have a lot going for them. The only thing they needed to do was declutter. Just by decluttering, they probably could have gotten themselves, let's see, that 165, they got 139. So if you use your calculator and you do 165 minus 139, let's do that real quick. 165 minus 139, they could have gotten themselves $26 more a square foot times 28.55. They could have gotten themselves $74,000 more for this house just by cleaning it up. That's crazy, right? So let's go ahead and grade this one. What would we rate this house? Do we want to give it like a 7.5? Because remember, we're rating it based on what the average buyer would see when they pull up the photos. Do they want to go see the home or not? So I'm going to write that. Yeah, so you do a 7. So you can do 7 equals 139.22. So now we have our range. The 6 being a 126, a 7 being 139, an 8 being 165, and a 9 being 163. So now let's go ahead and rate our subject property. Okay, so here we go. I want you guys to make the comments as we go through the photos. What do you think? Right, it's not too bad, right?
Yeah. It's kind of nice for anything for the regulars. I just think I said that this one has a feel.
Well, remember, when you're living in it, you know, it's different. Just one second. It's different than when you're trying to sell it. When we're trying to sell it, we got to neutralize it and make it look like the neighborhood, right? So we've got hard surface flooring. We've got the gray and the white. We do have Formica countertops, but they're not terrible, right? And then we've got white cabinetry, and we have stainless steel appliances.
Yeah, so nice. I think that can wall.
Pantry for days. These are professional photos. The house is clean, not cluttered, obviously, because it's empty. They did a really good job showcasing the house, I think. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would we rate this home?
I would say, I would say,
Okay, so let's write down 9 equals, and then what would we put in that blank? Because we now have our scale that shows that 8s and 9s sell at that 165 and 163 a square foot. So would we put 165 or 163? You guys feel like it can hang with the 165 and the 163 we saw earlier? A couple other things to note about this house is they're going to be paying off the solar panels, so it gets solar panels. It does have the reverse osmosis and whole house water softener system. So it's got some really cool things that come with it as well. So I think that I agree with you, Erica, that we could say that the home would appraise at the 165 a square foot. So we're going to take 165 times 2871. What do we get? I get 473,715. So this home can easily sell right now at 473,715. So if my buyer says she wants to go in at 400, 410, what would my recommendation be to her?
yes.
Yeah, let's go for it, because it's gonna, the comps are gonna support the price that she goes in at, for sure. So that shouldn't be a problem because the comps support that. Now I know we only have 2 on there, but I think that, you know, this home is nice enough to stand on its own, you know, to be able to show that it's worth that much, for sure. So we shouldn't have a problem when it comes to comps. All right, so with that being said, we have concluded looking at comps in the SABOR system. Now, if you didn't have enough comps in the neighborhood just by putting in the subdivision, like I said at the beginning of the call, all you have to do is do a half-mile radius, what you'd want to start with, of this address. So what you would do is take this address, I copy it and memorize the zip code 78258, go back and refine your criteria. Oh, sorry, it's on this one. Refine our criteria, because remember we did all status types and we did the subdivision. So let's remove the subdivision and let's add in, select the boundaries, and we're going to say center on, and we're going to put that address there. And we're going to type out San Antonio, Texas 78258. We're going to click go. When we do that, we're going to click the circle and put 0.5 miles. And then we're going to click OK. Okay, so it made a circle around the house that is 0.5 miles out. All right, if we felt like this is too much, because maybe you just, you know, maybe you come back with like 40,000 homes, we're going to click count. Let's see, count. We got 17. So now what we can see is what is for sale when we change it to our CMA summary view. And we're going to see that we have 2 homes for sale, one at $249 a square foot, which is probably a different builder altogether. So we do have to be careful of that, because that home, the subject property, I believe, is a KB home. And we can't go in with like a, you know, a high-end builder and say, yes, those are comparables, right? But again, comps come from solds. So let's scroll down and let's see how many we have solds. So we have 12 comparables under sold. And remember, we had those 160s, the 163 and the 165 here. And we were saying that we felt like that was pretty comparable to our home. So we've got, like, because we increased our radius, now we have another 163 right here. So let's see if this one looks like, you know, our subject property. Well, no. This is a KB home as well. However, this one looks, this is newer. This is a 2006 build. It is a 0.13 of an acre, multiple colors. Well, you know, it's got an upgraded front door compared to our subject property. It's got a fireplace compared to our subject property. It's got the custom wood cabinets. However, it seems like that is a very small kitchen, but dang, that range is very nice with the gas. Stainless steel appliances, just a microwave though chilling in the cabinetry. I would say this one is going to be a step up from our subject property, especially with the custom cabinetry. I wouldn't say that this is a true comp, maybe a smidge nicer than ours. So I wouldn't say that this one would go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close out of that and not use that as our comp. And then let's see if we can pull, what about this 171? Let's see, it sold in 3 days. That means that it may have been underpriced for what it was. So 171 a square foot. This is a David Weekley home, so most likely a nicer build home compared to my KB, a subject property. This one has also got a 3-car garage, which subject property does not. It's got an upgraded front door. It does have mustard yellow on the walls, but this one is built around the same time. It's got the spindle staircase. It also has a fireplace. So unfortunately, that's not really true comp. However, it's got the granite countertops, but it's got the old maple looking cabinetry. And what is with this really, funky wallpaper at the top of the ceiling here? I would say that is a detractor for sure, which is probably why it sold at the lower price per square foot. If they would have just painted these cabinets and done a little bit more cleanup, I think this home could have probably sold for substantially more. Yes, remove the wallpaper and get rid of this brass shower. That screams 1990s. I feel like I need to get out my Aquanet hairspray and start teasing my hair because that's what it looked like when I was getting ready back then. All right. So I would not say that this would be a comp to our home either, but I still think our home is going to stand alone with these two homes, this 163 and this 165, even though we don't have 3. I feel like the appraiser is going to agree with me that it's going to come in around the 163 to 165 range. So I hope you guys found this to be very helpful. I wanted to put it online so that way you could stop and start, and you could do this at whatever time of the day was convenient for you. And if you find yourself needing a mentor and wanting this personalized connection to someone who is going to help hold your hand through your transactions, please check out on our centralmetro.net webpage the mentorship program. If you are not currently with Central Metro and you are coming into us watching this video, please check out centralmetro.net. We are 100% brokerage where we don't micromanage the way that you run your business. We believe we are another tool in your toolbox so that way you can go out and be successful. We look forward to hopefully working with you very soon. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, centralmetro.net, and just go here and view the plans. And then you can definitely check out what we have. We have full transparency with our agents, and we do not require you to come in, sit down, and interview with the broker. You can literally just click sign up now, and the contract will be generated immediately to you, and you can be off to the races within 1 day with our brokerage. Thank you again.